Yeah. Oh, you guys are friends?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Okay, well, you both are now new media. How's that feel?
Just make sure your microphone's on.
Testing.
Oh, there's a button.
Hello? He asked me how it felt. I said, hot.
Well, that's good. So,
Was it Francis Ford Coppola? Remember when they started making video, VHS tape cameras, and he said that the next great filmmaker would come from, should be a little short, fat girl from Oklahoma that would make the next great movie. And she didn't have to be any of those things, but of course, what we have the opportunity today with cameras and video, Apple editing equipment, is that filmmaking is something that's now in the hands of everybody who has a desire to learn how to use the equipment and make a film.
it is incredible. Are you making films? Are you shooting? Are you doing your own things right now?
Oh, yeah.
I want to hear all about it.
Actually, this week, the short films of Matthew Modine were released on iTunes. So
Cool.
it's a collection of short films that I've been making for 20 years. And when I was a boy, acting pirate. There was one film here, the David Sedaris story. I heard David Sedaris on National Public Radio, and he was telling a story about wanting to have a cigarette on a park bench in New York City. And it was the start of this, the insanity about smoking, which is a good thing, because none of us need to smoke. I mean, it's really a bad habit. But David was struggling with just wanting to have a cigarette, and I loved the short story that I heard on National Public Radio, and I contacted him in New York. He was cleaning apartments for a living, which he really enjoyed doing because he said it gave him, while he was scrubbing someone's toilet, the impetus to go home and write some great American novel. So,
I love cleaning too. It makes me, I don't know what it does. That's something for me. I don't know.
Other people's toilets can wait.
That's true. So tell me about your short films on iTunes. How many are there? What?
I think it's 7. It's
7?
When I was a boy, smoking, Eke Pirate, To Kill an American, Jesus Was a Commie, which is a purposely provocative title. And there's one more in there, and I can't think of
It's hysterical because he was.
Yeah, it's an interesting conversation. It's the people who've been most offended by the title, Jesus Was a Commie, or the people who've been most powerfully affected by the content of the story.
Oh,
it's a beautiful film.
I can't wait to see it.
Yeah, and I'm really excited to tell you that the trailer that you saw for Full Metal Jacket Diary, that began when a friend of mine gave me an old Rolleiflex camera.
That was going to be one of my questions, but you go right ahead.
An old, it's a 2 1/4 by 2 1/4 camera, and he said that Kubrick was a photographer, and this might be a great way to break the ice when I get over to London to meet Stanley and work with him. Show him that you know how to use this camera. And so I taught myself to use this old camera, beautiful, beautiful camera. So once you look down like this, and I showed up images upside down and backwards. Great for if you're dyslexic. It's a fantastic camera. And I kept kind of trying to pose with it and show Stanley that I had this old camera. And finally he said, "What are you doing with that old piece of shit?" And I said, "What are you talking about? It's a beautiful camera." He goes, "I know what it is." He goes, "Listen, you want to take pictures on my set?" And he told me the whole camera package and lenses, all the way down to the camera bag, of what I should use to take pictures on his set. And the thing that was shocking and startling about this was that he said, "If you want to take pictures on my set," which was something that was unheard of. So I got this Minolta camera and I hated it, but I fell in love with this Rolleiflex camera. And I took pictures while, I was in England for almost 2 years working with Kubrick on that film.
That is unheard of.
Yeah, unheard of. And I kept a diary because I was playing a journalist, and I thought it would be a valuable tool as an actor on set to just scribble things down that were being said, things that were being done.
You were writing a book, come on.
No, I wasn't writing a book.
It's a great book, though.
It's a hell of a book. and it's available on iTunes. And tonight is the first night that you can get the entire first chapter for free, but it's only for iPads. So if you don't have an iPad, you can't download it. But you can get the entire first chapter of the book.
Just tonight.
No. We're giving the first chapter away for free because once you.
For how long does that deal last?
I think for a few months.
Oh really? Oh cool.
We have to go
A few months to get an
download.
iPad. That's great. That's a lot of stuff you're doing.
It is an amazing. I'm not going to lie. That presentation of the thing. That's just a taste of what the experience is like. And I mean, in the 25 years since I made that movie, I've been asked probably 50,000 times, what was Stanley like? And this book doesn't offer an answer. It offers an experience to look at it, kind of peeking through a crack in the wall of what it was like.
Oh cool. Oh cool. Well, I mean that Kubrick exhibit at LACMA kind of gave you a glimpse of what he was like, because it was so detailed. Every single thing he did for every single movie, and even movies that were never made, it was like. You would think, you know how when you see TV shows and they show serial killers and they map out everything on their walls, like ridiculously detailed, like it looked like that. But it was organized madness that came to be brilliance. So Eric, tell me about this incredible piece that we just saw you in.
That's way too broad a question.
Okay, okay. First of all, I'm Catholic, whatever. But I really want to read this book. And watching you up there, you're such an incredibly commanding actor. I was terrified, but I was also really drawn in, and I felt like that little boy putting his hands on the desk. That never happened to me, thank God. But and my relationships with priests were always good. Now it's like conventional. Anyway, but I just loved this performance, and I want to know, first of all, how did you approach this role that we just saw?
Oh, well, to be honest with you, I did this piece because of the subject matter. And my wife and I have very strong driving forces about child abuse and how to deal with it and how to deal with it properly and how to make people aware of it and how to make people aware of it in positive ways they can help the remedies. And I just think it's important to make it accessible in the understanding thereof. And so, yes. So that's why I did it. And then as I was doing it, I also read the book. And this woman can write. Oh my God, I recommend her. And it's a great read. It's all I know of her work.
Deborah Henry.
Yeah. And Deborah is a master. And it's really an eye-opening, self-educating adventure, if you will. And she kicks it tiny.
Oh my gosh. Raise your hand if you've read this book. Anybody? Yeah.
That's my wife.
I loved it, but it was unbearable. But it was so important and so well done. Also touched on the adoption issue and everything else. And then meeting
She says she loved it, but it was unbearable.
What about meeting her? She's the antithesis of this. I mean, she's wild.
Oh, you mean Deborah?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Deborah's the antithesis of this. She's wild. She's just saying. So, you have a lot in the works going on right now. I keep reading your name with all sorts of projects coming up.
Yeah, they're alive too.
And, well, I have to say, I'm really excited about Lovelace, which you're
Me
in.
too, you. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a performance by an actress in that movie that's going to stop traffic for a long time.
Really?
Yeah, boy.
Is it Amanda? Is it the...
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
So Amanda's just pretty much perfect.
When does that get released? I know that's soon.
You'll have to ask somebody.
It's like July or August or something.
Yeah, it's this season, as it were. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, it's an amazing cast, so hopefully you'll all check that out. And I saw you last year in a show that I loved on IFC called Bullet in the Face.
No, that was so much.
Oh my gosh, that was a blast. Did anyone see that, Bullet in the Face?
It can be found on the computer now.
Yeah, I mean, you can find it somewhere, hopefully on Netflix or something. But it was like a mini series. It was on for a couple nights on IFC.
Eddie Izzard stops traffic. He's
Oh my gosh. It was
remarkable.
one of the best things on TV last year, and I'm an Emmy voter, so I'm going to be voting for that all over the place. Anyway, that felt good. Anyway, thank you. And tell me about anything else going on in your lives right now that we should know. Work-wise, acting-wise.
Can I just bring up something that's not only about me, it's about all of us, and
Okay.
that's the fact that at this moment in time, because everybody can afford a camera now, there are 3,000 movies being made across the country as we speak. I'm in about a third of them. It's really fun. I like travel across the country now, and I just stop in every other state and I make a movie. And they're making movies, and they want me in them. They call me, tell me about movies. Sure.
It's horror, it's sex, it's everything. It's in every
think of
genre.
they're doing. And I play everything from a basketball coach to a deranged doctor, and it's just really fun to work with filmmakers from A to Z.
That's so great.
Big, fat, short, small, smart, stupid, funny, not so funny. It's great fun. I tell you, it's like going to a dance that you weren't invited to, but everybody's glad you're there. It's really fun.
I love that. I love that. I think of you as one of the sort of the leaders in acting of independent cinema. You really are, you're sort of a dream actor to work with for a lot of upcoming directors, and you do say yes to working with them.
Well, thank you so much, because it was a plan, and it was my wife's plan. I had nothing to do with it. I just showed
I
up.
think it's a great plan.
But my wife, about 15 years ago, we've been married like 5 or 6 years, and she has this idea. You want to work nonstop, right? I said, yeah, I would work every day of the year. She goes, okay, well, we're gonna have you in independent movies all over the world. And I said, great, cool. And that's what she did. And everybody said, and then everybody said, you're gonna ruin your career. And I said, well, it won't be the first time. So we did it, and I've had so much fun, and we seem to roll for free. Who knew?
Oh my gosh. Matthew.
I would ask a question about that. What do you do when? Can you hear me?
No.
What do you do, Eric, when you're working on a film and it's just a disaster, and you know that the director is not really able to make a film, but you're in it now?
Well, only really one of those has happened in the past like 6 months, and it was a kids' soccer movie. And we had a director who didn't know how to line up camera shots for action stuff, and it was all action stuff. It was all little big soccer games and stuff. Had no idea how to do it, and we'd have to stop and act, and then run. Stop and act. It was really funny, and but it's all just part of the adventure. 25 years ago, I would have gone, "Oh, I can't do this! Oh my God!" But now it's fun. It's like, oh, this guy didn't know what he's doing. I just roll with it, and when they ask me questions like, "Eric, what would you do?" Well, I would do it right. No, it's just so much fun. Because I'm absolutely human about everything now, Matthew. I don't take anything seriously.
I love that approach.
And it's fun. It's really fun. And I learned that from my wife, Sue, so we can all thank her.
Blaming me.
Because I was
She said
way
you
too
blamed
serious
me.
before my marriage.
How would you handle that if you were on set and a director was just incompetent and you were stuck?
Well, I look forward to the day of being able to let go and have that kind of abandon. I bless you for that, man. I mean, I still...
Oh, it takes practice.
Yeah, because it's Jean-Luc Godard said that he who jumps into the void owes no explanation for those who stand and watch. You know, and so he's jumped into the void, man. It's not the abyss; it's just a void.